right? That's all I got. Okay. For 2 solid days, what we've been doing is being around like-minded people who are choosing, who came here, chose, who put their hard-earned money to connect lives and open hearts with one another. And it's my belief that the city of Calgary will never be the same. Y'all think it's the stampede. I'm thinking it's this. It's going to change things. Because when a group of people come together and they consciously choose to upgrade their consciousness, we've been hearing about it all weekend long, to raise their consciousness like what we've been doing this weekend, it can't help but have an influence on those around us. You know what I'm talking about? When a gathering like this takes place, whether it's Sunday morning or whether it's been the entire weekend, the vibration, the energy, the collective consciousness of the city and the province and the country and the world gets lifted up, just like how Amy sang. So Jean Houston last night talked about Margaret Mead. What a storyteller she is, right? She's so beautiful. But I love this quote by Margaret Mead that says, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." So I like that idea, because when a group of people, of thoughtful and committed people come together and they connect their lives and they open their hearts, when we continue to do this and there's enough groups of people who are doing this, we will experience this world that we've been talking about. We will reach that critical mass of collective consciousness that provides that tipping point, that tips us into that world that works for everyone. That happens when we come together, when we gather together in a group like this, in a conference, and we talk about things that matter. Even in the midst of the jokes and the lightheartedness that we've experienced this week, in the midst of all that, we talked about things that mattered. We talked about things that will lift consciousness, that will change the world. And it happens whenever we get together and we talk, whether it's at a conference or whether it's at the gym or whether it's online or over lunch or it's on Facebook. Whatever it is, it happens when we encourage one another to let our light shine, to illuminate the path of for ourselves and for everybody else. So I called this talk a beacon of spiritual illumination, partly because it's part of our vision statement, and we came together as a group, small little group of committed people, to put that together, and I love it. But I also named it that because I knew, even before we came together, that what we were going to create was a beacon of spiritual illumination. That I think that what has happened is that we've literally blown the roof off. Right? Y'all remember this commercial? You remember this hotel? Remember this is Canadians, Luxor Hotel, Las Vegas, okay? Maybe you don't remember the commercial, but there was a commercial 20 years ago when this hotel just first opened, and it showed the pyramid, and it showed the light shining all the way up into space. And it also showed that people from all over the world would see it, and they'd be like, wow, what is that? And the light would be shining up into space. So I'm visualizing that what we have done this weekend is that the roof has been blown off of the Sheraton Cavalier, and this light is just shining up. In fact, when we first started planning this conference, and my committee will attest to this, we started out with that visual idea of all of these beacons, these things kind of shooting up and then connecting together, kind of like this. This was as close as I could find. You know, you see how they're all coming together? Yeah, does that graphic work? Okay. That's where we got the idea of connecting lives. And then we asked ourselves, well, so where are they connecting? Are they connecting in the mind? Are they connecting in consciousness? And the answer, of course, was they're connecting at the heart level. Hence the name of the conference, Connecting Lives, Opening Hearts. So let me give you an example of how this works in real life, starting with a small group of thoughtful and committed people. In 2007, a group of ladies from Winnipeg went to Asilomar. And Asilomar was where the tribe used to gather every summer. People from all over would come together to a place called Asilomar, which is in Central California. Beautiful, right on the ocean. And we've been going there for 60 years, so it really was the gathering of the tribe. It was the powwow of everybody coming together. And these ladies went, and they were lit up by the speakers and the music and the energy of the event. But they were kind of bummed because there was nothing like this in Canada. And they wanted to share it with their family and with their loved ones. There's nothing like that. I mean, maybe there were conferences, but not spiritual conferences like that. So they became inspired by what it was that they had experienced, and they decided to create something called the Canadian New Thought Conference. And it was held in Winnipeg the first year. If you were at the first Winnipeg conference, would you stand up? If you were at the first Winnipeg conference, would you stand up? Yeah. Where's Donna? Donna, you were one of the originals, weren't you? Donna, I don't know how you pronounce your last name, but I know. Yeah, that gal, right there. She was one of the originals. But I want you to think about the potential challenges that they had. There was no money. There was no guiding organization. There was no budget. There was no precedent. There was no real name recognition of new thought like there is now. And then they had the audacity to name it the Canadian New Thought Conference when Canada is like the biggest country in the world. But out of inspiration, a seed idea had been planted. Dr. Ohms put it this way: if we have a true conviction, which is in line with the ultimate harmony, we can create an idea which must clothe itself in form equal to our mental equivalent of such an idea. It must clothe itself in form equivalent to the mental equivalent of such an idea. And so this idea for the Canadian New Thought Conference, the very first one held in Winnipeg with maybe 40 people, small, grassroots, but very powerful. So powerful, I was talking to somebody last night, they said, well, we thought we'd try it, but it was so good we decided to do it again. And we decided to do it again, so Winnipeg for several years. And then I moved to Saskatoon under the leadership of Reverend Lorraine Trout. Lorraine, are you here? Yeah, in Saskatoon. Then moved around a little bit more. My first time attending it was in May of 2013. I had moved here in April of 2013, and I went, and it was in Kamloops. Yeah. You didn't know I was going to mention that, right? And I'm there, and it's still pretty, it's smallish, and it's sweet, and it was held in a community center. And I was like, we would love to do this in Calgary. Thinking they would jump at the chance to have it in such a happening city, right? You know what I was told? You have to wait your turn. Next year it's in Edmonton. The year after that it's in Toronto. And then you can host it in 2016. True story. So can you tell why I'm telling you this story? What started out as this little beacon of an idea kept growing, and it kept growing, and it added more beacons. And it made the beacon even brighter and brighter. And all because people wanted to share an experience of awakening, of awareness with their loved ones, with their countrymen. It's the essence behind our conference theme, Connecting Lives and Opening Hearts, and it's also the essence of my talk title, A Beacon of Spiritual Illumination. I went through this weekend thinking that I am a beacon of spiritual illumination. We are a beacon of spiritual illumination because they go hand in hand. Because when we allow ourselves to awaken, when we let our light shine, we become that spiritual beacon. We illuminate the path for other people, just like what Dr. Campbell was talking about. What we've been talking about all weekend long. And as beacons of spiritual illumination, we automatically connect lives and open hearts. Even with the ritual the other night that did not go so well, we were still connecting lives and opening hearts, weren't we? And in my opinion, as we heard last night from Jean, as we heard the other night from Dr. Carol, as we heard from Dr. Patrick and from Reverend Jonathan and from Reverend Karen and from Dr. Ken, all of our workshop people, there is nothing more important in the world right now than connecting lives and opening hearts. There is nothing more important than for us to allow our beacons to be bright and bold so that other people can see it and have their path be illuminated. So I'm happy to tell you that the tradition does continue next year in 2017 with the Canadian New Thought Conference celebrating its 10th anniversary in Kelowna, BC. And yes, even they had to wait their turn too. So, Dr. Deb, would you like to come up and Leanna, can you hand that to me? There is a legacy that has been passed on from, oh yeah, you can come up too, I guess. Yeah, well, you keep telling yourself that. At the conference in Saskatoon, way back when, one of the projects or one of the things that they did was to create prayer flags. And they have been passed on from conference host to conference host ever since then. So I am passing on to you. You get to fit it in your luggage. The prayer flags, passing the legacy on. The three of us, I wanted to say one more thing. The three of us have done many conferences together. We started out as just little fledglings. It felt like it, little fledglings back in the early 2000s. And Deb and I have co-chaired at least 4 or 5 conferences together. And Ken's hung around and, you know, helped us out every once in a while.
Hey, I was there for the first.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. So I couldn't be more honored to pass the legacy on to them. And we have a video. So we're going to watch the video and then I'll let you say a little something. Okay. I embedded it. There it is.
Hi, we're Ken and Deb Gordon. We're here to welcome you to this beautiful city of Kelowna, which is our hometown for the Canadian New Thought Conference 10th anniversary. I want to tell you what a spectacular place this is. Not only will we have wine tours and tours throughout the valley and be able to see this beauty in one of the premier beautiful cities in Canada itself, but in addition, we're going to have a conference that runs 2.5 days that's got spectacular speakers and has everything that anyone would want to come to a conference. Please come and join us, and I know that we're going to have a great time. As a matter of fact, put it on your calendar right now and pre-register. I trust we're going to see you here in Kelowna. Bless you.
So who do you think you are?
And the question is who do you think you are? Because that's what it's going to be all about. I would like to invite Reverend Gwen Smith to join us too. She is our gorilla inviter, welcomer, person to see. And I bet she's probably contacted all of you already, so this is really good. But now she has postcards, so there you go. So we're super excited. The dates are the 9th, 10th, and 11th of June. It's going to be at a beautiful theater. It's going to be different. It's going to be unique. It's not going to be held within a hotel environs, but we'll make some accommodations. Yeah. We work well together. Available in a lot of different ways, and it's going to be a little bit different format, but we are so excited. And our committee, I mean, gosh, I've never seen such energy behind anything, so it's going to be totally fantastic. So we invite you, we welcome you, and if Gwen hasn't already bent your ear, the skinny is the first 100 people who register and pay get in for $333.
Ooh, nice.
Which is awesome. And the other part of that is the venue that we're holding it in holds 333 people. So there is a limit. And so I invite you, if you're pretty sure you're going to be there, to get in for that really great price. Now, I'll be honest too, because we're so nice and we like everybody to be a part of. 100 people for $333 is more or less. And if you get it within, the weekend,
333?
we'll,
No.
yeah, we'll honor that for sure. So, did you want to say anything? Did I miss anything?
We only have about 30 seats left. Of the 100.
Of the 100.
Wow, okay, I spoke it out there, now it's done.
Yeah, okay.
Conference is booked.
And you are welcome if we go home, because we are, you can register on our website. Very simple. Just go to www.kelownacsl.org. On there, you'll see a donate button. It does not say Canadian New Thought, but you guys are really smart. You'll figure it out. Just go to the donate, put in $333. Our bookkeepers know, oh, this is a conference thing. Put your name, address, contact info. Then we will confirm with you that it's in and that it's good. And our keynote speaker, we can't tell you yet. It's a secret. But we've been to a lot of conferences and we've heard a lot of speakers. And actually, you're going to have to trust Ken and I, because this person is our very favorite speaker in the entire world, bar none.
And I want to let you know too, is that when you go to the donate button, don't put in 331 because we'll just take the money as a donation. 333. We're going to hold it downtown Kelowna. It's right in the Arts District. It's right smack dab in the heart of the city. It's not out in some country area. It's going to be tremendous. There's hotels all over the place there. You can walk from venue to venue. You have no trouble with it. And our theater is absolutely magnificent, so you'll enjoy it. There's the boardwalk on the lake. There's restaurants everywhere.
And because Ken went off script for the video, kind of made it up as he went along, as you might know. We're going to have wine tours that weren't really a part of anything until it came out of his mouth on the videos.
Everywhere I go is a wine tour.
So please come. We welcome you. And we're so thrilled. You know, it's the 10th anniversary of Canadian New Thought, and it's Canada's 150th anniversary as well on that week, on the July weekend. But so we're celebrating that too.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Gwen will be around, so look for her. Now hold on one second. We're almost there. Could you help me?